But when critics say you can't do this, your answer to them is,
we've done it.
This is Elon Musk, a billionaire who once had to borrow money for his room rent and today has a net worth of $36.5 billion. Elon Musk, a man who is well known around the world, and I think all of you might know him as well. Elon Musk lost $180 million and was in debt in 2008. By 2009, in the midst of the global economic crisis, both Tesla and Elon were down to their last dollar, and Elon had to borrow money for rent. Elon saved Tesla from a very bad financial situation and turned it into the most valuable car company in America. In April 2017, Tesla overtook General Motors and Ford to become the most valuable car company in America, worth over $51 billion. This happened after 10 years of Tesla's poor financial situation. At the end of 2007, before he became the CEO of Tesla, Elon had already invested over $100 million in Tesla as an investor. That's when he realized the Tesla Roadster was still a long way from being finished and the company would run out of money long before it will be finished. At that time, do you know what he did? In September 2007, he flew to Stuttgart, Germany to meet with Daimler executives, thinking if he could just find a contract, he could get extra funding and pull Tesla through. In 2007, Daimler unveiled plans to develop an electric version of its smart car. Suddenly, the major car makers were moving into electric so fast that Tesla risked being left behind by the wave it had generated. So Elon went to Daimler to bring in more money. There was also another option which Elon had thought to keep the company alive, that he can sell battery packs to the larger manufacturers as there was already an electric wave going on. The income could keep Tesla alive long enough to eventually compete head to head. After all, electric vehicles were going to need batteries, and Musk was convinced that the Tesla had the best battery power packs. Of course, he thought of this option because most manufacturers weren't inclined to make a huge bet on a struggling startup like Tesla. Still, Musk tried by going to Daimler executives who listened skeptically as Musk told them how great his technology was, but they weren't convinced. But 2 months later, Musk got an email from Herbert Kohler, Daimler's head of advanced engineering, saying that he and some other Daimler executives would be in California in 6 weeks and would be willing to look at Tesla's technology. It was all Musk needed. Elon called JB Straubel, Tesla's CTO, and said, "We need to make an electric smart car in 6 weeks. Can you do it?" JB pointed out that it would mean he'd have to pull engineers off the Roadster when they were still desperately trying to solve production problems. It was a tough call, but Musk believed that if they could prove themselves to Daimler, they could win a valuable contract. In addition to the much needed cash, it would validate Tesla in the eyes of the world. They had to try. JB had another question. Where was he supposed to get a regular gas-powered smart car to retrofit? At that time, Daimler didn't sell smart car in the US. With a bit of research, JB found a smart car for sale in Tijuana, Mexico. So he walked into the Tesla finance department and said, "I need $20,000 in cash in a bag right now. We are sending someone to Tijuana to buy a smart car." The finance person noted that a lot could go wrong with this scenario, but he got JB the money. A Tesla engineer suggested a friend who was fluent in Spanish, and after a quick call, the guy agreed to make the trip to Tijuana. 3 days later, the engineer's friend showed up at Tesla headquarters with a brand new smart car. JB and his team removed the 83 horsepower gas engine and set to work building a custom battery pack that would fit in the tiny car's engine compartment. Next, they refashioned a Roadster motor to power it. When the Daimler's team arrived, they asked how long it would take to Tesla to come with a battery that could work with their smart car. Elon said, "We have actually got something to show you." Taking them to the garage where the smart car was waiting, Elon said, "It's electric." Herbert Kohler said, "What do you mean?" And Elon said that they have put in a Tesla battery and motor. The two took the smart car for a ride, and Elon still remembers that it was so fast you could do wheelies in the parking lot. JB called it the fastest smart car ever made. When they got back from the test drive, Herbert asked for a partnership, and that led to Tesla's first development contract. The Daimler's partnership gave Tesla credibility. Without that, Tesla would have died. Alan took over as CEO and he fired 25% of the staff to keep the company going in the economic crisis. He managed to persuade Daimler to buy around 10% of the company in return for $50 million. Alan says we were bailed out by Daimler. So, focusing on your product and partnership, both are equally important. A good partner can make a big difference to our success. If you help enough people to get what they want, you will get what you want. Tesla listed in Nasdaq in 2010 and Daimler went on to sell their stake 4 years later for a $780 million profit. Thanks a lot for watching this video, and if you like the video, please write in the comment section and share and subscribe.